Hey, hi, everyone. I'm very excited today to have a chat with Mark from Resologics, who uses our tool in a conflict management setting. So, Mark, could you tell us a bit more about Resologics and what your role is in Resologics exactly?
I sure can. Thank you, Iris. It's wonderful to be talking with you. I started Resologics, so I'm the founder of Resologics back in 2013. After being a mediator for a few years, I started to realize that it was much more advantageous for organizations to be working with conflict early rather than late. I, at that point, started becoming trained as an ombudsman and as a team coach. And now formally, we call ourselves organizational ombuds, which means that we help organizations and people within those organizations be heard and resolve conflicts at the earliest possible stage. So we act as a confidant and a trusted resource for folks within organizations to help them. And it's been quite a journey.
And yeah, at what point did you decide to start looking for a tool like ours?
Yeah. So back in when we first started this business, we have to do marketing like everybody else, and it turned out it was like it was saying it's not an easy sell. So we came up with the idea of what is our value proposition. If somebody's going to spend X amount of dollars to put to us to do our service, what does it cost? What is the savings to them, or what are they gaining by doing that? And so we built what we call the cost of conflict calculator. It's just a few questions, and it takes the data in the background and compares that to industry standards for salary and for costs incurred for replacing people, that type of thing, and gives the person a dollar figure on the other end on what it's costing them to have that conflict in their team right now. And so we built it back in 2013, I think it was, at 2014, on a private server, paid a developer to build this thing, and it worked great. But over the course of 4 or 5 years, it needed updating, and the tool broke, and things had changed. And we decided, you know what, let's go looking for somebody that does this and does it really well. And through a bunch of investigation, we found you all, Survey Anyplace, and decided to give it a try. Talk with Mark, and signed up and found out that it just worked fantastic. So the formulas in particular, so there's some complex calculations going on. It feels like complex calculations to me anyways, going on to develop the report and the answer for folks in the background. And that's what we did. We made the change over to Survey Anyplace, have the PDFs going out to folks, and it just works really, really well for what we need to have. So it was replacing a system that we had custom built before. And boy, I can go into all sorts of different things on why I love it. What this gave us was it gave us control over the look of it, the design of it, what people actually saw on their screens. It allowed us to change things on the fly as we saw that things needed to shift with what the clients wanted, or the potential clients wanted, and it allowed us to do the PDF reports, which is, I think, it's one of the big things you all focus on, and it's one of the big takeaways. So somebody just clicks that button at the bottom, and they have something that they suddenly have in their hands that they can deliver to a teammate or to deliver to somebody else. And that's really what I hang my hat on with all of this, is that it's not just a quick thing and they delete they close their program down. They actually have something they walk away with. The results of that for us is we get probably on average, I'm looking back at the last year or so of using this particular tool with you all, about 2 users per day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but all we need is 1 customer every 6 months out of something like this, and it pays for itself 10 times. It's that kind of customer we're looking for. And so when I look back on some of the records where folks have put in their contact information, I say, oh, that's interesting. There's a client that we now have, and there's another client that we now have. And they may not even mention to us that they use this online, but it's part of their decision-making process, whether it's at the end of their decision-making process, or for some of them, it's at the very beginning where they're like, oh my gosh, we've got this major conflict happening on the team. Let's go out looking. And they come up with our calculator, and suddenly it's like, let's maybe spend some money to fix this problem. So it works fantastic. Yeah.